Hello everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Heather, and we are from Try Hard Enthusiast, and it's been a minute
It's been a while.
between work and car issues and
Just general life stuff. We
flies.
disappeared for a little while.
But
It must bother me.
that doesn't mean that we haven't been still collecting video games, and that is
Yes.
quite apparent.
We have a stack. We have quite a lot.
Usually our past videos I feel like have been more larger items like figures, collector's editions, books, where this is very singular game heavy.
Yes. I mean, we still have some collector editions and books and larger items. But a lot of games.
Yes.
A lot of games.
A lot of games. So definitely get a drink, get a snack. We're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah, this is going to be a long video.
Alright, boss.
So, let's start off with that stuff.
Okay, so since the last time we'd made a video or really even posted anything on Instagram for that matter, we'd went to Too Many Games.
Mm-hmm.
Which we have never gone to. We've keep wanting to go to. Holy crap, June. It's really been a while.
It has been a while.
For reference, this is what, December?
We were filming this
4th?
December 4th.
And this is from June. So, yeah, we went to Too Many Games in Pennsylvania. Had a lot of fun. We only went the one day. We went on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me feels like it would have been fun to go all 3 days, but at the same time, I don't know.
I think it'd been fun just to see the different people to speak and the different costumes stuff people wear, the cosplay.
Yeah, okay.
Overall, I figured the booths and everything, they've been the same.
Which, speaking of booths, one of the first things that went on was when you're standing in line, which we got there like, what, an hour before the doors had opened?
Roughly, yeah.
Kind of near the front middle-ish of the line. And there was this company, Crit Rate, that was advertising a new like rating website for video games.
Which, this is the card and their website and all that.
Yeah, so when you were sitting in line, they had you go to the website and you answered a whole bunch of questions based off of your preferences of video games and your likes. And it assigned you into like a group based off of stereotypes. That's the best way to put it.
Basically.
They pretty much stereotyped you into a group of gamers. And I think
That was me.
You got this one, and I'd gotten this one. But it was cool because like the first little bit, they gave out badges or pins for whatever group you were in.
Yeah, it's free. You just go to the booth and get your badge.
Yeah, and just prove that you did the quiz.
And there's 5 different houses, is what they call it. Which doesn't have on there what each one is. It's on the website.
And it's on the paper for the badges themselves
Yeah.
too. But there was that. So that was the
Yeah.
first little part of the day.
And we each got different ones,
Yeah.
which was also cool and very indicative of our gaming styles.
Yes, because yours is more like the adventure. What was it? Adventure.
Mine's very focused
Glore,
on solo and completing stuff.
where mine was more slow paced, like
Exploring,
collecting
just
everything.
enjoying the game for the game.
For the bullshit that's in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
As far as games themselves, I don't even remember what I put in the stack. That's the book. Oh, there's another one for the
Yeah.
crit rate thing. As far as games, honestly, when we went, we realized very quickly that a lot of the things that we're looking for are either very niche, hard to find, or very high dollar. So realistically, we didn't pick up all that much when we went there. Actually, I was the only one that spent
I didn't
money.
pick up anything. There was a lot there. There was a lot of stuff that I would have wanted, but could not afford, especially at the time.
So the first thing I actually ended up picking up was 2 Game Boy Advance games, and I got Metabots DX, and that's like hardly gonna show on the camera at all. Oh, it actually did. So I got Metabots DX, and then Advanced Guardian Heroes, which I'd been wanting to get this for a little while. It's actually a Genesis game, if I'm not mistaken. Ubisoft game. So I got these 2 because they were fairly cheap.
You want to show off the big thing?
No, because that was the last thing I got.
Okay.
this game was actually one of the games I was looking for, and it is Egg.
And you talked them down on that one
For
a
the
little bit.
Dreamcast, yep. They had it marked at 130. I think I paid 115 or 120. It was only like a few dollars that they went down on, but I mean, still for a game this price, I wasn't
And it's
complaining
fairly
too
good
much.
condition. I mean, it's a little.
The case is cracked, but that's something that could always be replaced.
I mean, it's a little like the white's a little darker than what it should be.
A little
but
bit.
It's,
That's nitpicky at that point. Actually, this wasn't even from that, but it can lead up to it. The fly will leave me alone. So this is the manual and the cartridge for the Neo Geo X Gold, and this is the Mega Pack. So this is like one of the only games for the system, because while we were at Too Many Games, we were getting ready to leave. We were doing our last couple loops around, and managed to find one of the consoles that was on my bucket list of things to get.
yes.
So we did end up
And-
picking up a Neo Geo X Gold.
When we saw those on the shelf, we inquired about it, and then they told us it was sealed.
Yeah, which, well, no, we asked about it, they brought it down, and then as they were bringing it down, they were like, oh, it's sealed. And I was like, wait, hold up, it's sealed?
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even negotiate on price on this. It was expensive. It was, what, 500?
450.
450? It's 450, which, I mean, for sealed, that's about on par, if not a little bit less. The cool thing about the Neo Geo Gold X, though, is that this is actually what lives inside of it. It is a handheld, and it's essentially the Switch before the Switch, because you'd play on this, you'd put it into the system, which opens up like a clamshell. It's over here. I'm not burying it.
No.
It opens up
it's
like
the
a-
controller sitting on top of the system.
But
The controller's as big as the system.
yeah,
it's
'cause,
a fight pad.
Yeah, it's got a standard Neo Geo arcade stick.
Yeah.
But the system is a clamshell, opens up, you plug this in, and then you can resume your game from the handheld on the TV. And I always thought that was just the coolest thing on the face of the earth.
It is.
The only thing
It has
is,
some nice clicky joysticks. I love them. That Neo Geo is known for.
so, and I know I'm being long-winded about this, but
Yeah.
this is very important. So, we did intend on opening this anyways. Like, we wanted to play with this as fucking coolest thing ever. If you have one of these, I do ask that you, as much as we want to leave a lot of our stuff sealed that's higher dollar, do not...
Okay. I just shoot a fly and he just fell over.
Do not leave these sealed. Please open these up, because the back of the material on the handheld portion is that like really soft touch rubber, and these things age, and when they age they turn into goo, and they are just an absolute mess. Like
It took a long time cleaning it.
I spent at least a good hour cleaning this with alcohol, and I probably just end up getting the finish off of it, but at least
It was nasty sticky.
it was
From where it was
disintegrating.
breaking down.
Yeah, it was disintegrating. So your best bet is to not leave these sealed, to open them up. That way you can clean the back of these off so they do not ruin the contents inside the box. Because I imagine that would damage what's inside the box in the end.
I can't remember if it was in a baggie or not.
Or
Or if it had something on it.
it was in a baggie.
Yeah.
It had a screen protector and it was in a baggie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But also, the more it deteriorates, the less you'll be able probably to use it.
and to save it, yeah.
Yeah.
But and this should have charge because I had it. It's plugged in right now. I'm pretty sure. But
I was playing some Metal Slug on it. It's a
It's
lot
so
of
much
fun.
fun.
It is really cool. So.
you want to do
So,
your stack?
And
stack of
then
stuff.
some odds and ends. So we picked up this for the Evercade, which is All Was Awakening and Cathedral, which is really cool. I love the Evercade, even though we don't play it very much. It's a really cool little device.
Which one of these games, Limited Run did
All Was Awakening.
a release of it, and then the other one, Cathedral, you will actually see later in this video.
Yeah. And these are newer games, so these are not like retro in any way. Another thing that Limited Run and Play Asia have been releasing, this is essentially just the Valis collection on Evercade.
It's got a few more things on it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Not a lot. It has It's Ark Odyssey, Beast Wrangler, Dino Land, Elvento, Exile, and Final Zone.
But the Valis games on that, I do not think are the same ones that.
No. Actually, it only has
released.
Valis 1 and 3 on here.
Yeah.
Everything else is different stuff, but it's the Renovation Products Collection.
And that one has been very hard to come by.
Yeah. Which, again, if you like retro stuff and handhelds, get the Evercade. It's a really cool little system with lots of collections of retro and some newer stuff on it.
Which I'm going to go on a quick little tangent. So you have your normal Evercade handheld. Then you have the...
I think it's back here somewhere, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Here.
So you have your Evercade handheld. Then you have the console, which can actually play more higher-end arcade
It's
games.
the handheld.
Excuse me, soda burp. But soon they are actually releasing the HD version of the handheld. Excuse me, which can play the arcade cartridges. Which I do intend on getting
Yes.
next payday.
I don't know where the console is right now.
Right there.
Oh yeah, it's still sealed.
Yep.
So the next one actually was an early Christmas present for me. But I've been talking for a while about wanting the red Joy-Cons, which are Japanese exclusives, and she bought them for me. So these are now living on my OLED. They are gorgeous. I love them.
And I don't feel like the picture does justice to...
Yeah, it's a very,
shade they are?
very deep red. Unlike most of the reds we get in the US that are more pinkish.
more neon.
Or yeah. So the next one, this is Tales of Destiny 2. This is just a case.
The legit case.
The legit case, because we have the game we need at the actual case. No manual though.
No. But I'll get it eventually.
To go along with Tales, this is Tales of the Abyss for the DS. This is a sealed copy, second print, I believe you said.
I believe it is.
Yeah, and this is out of the store in Canada.
Yeah, Video Games Plus, once the eShop went down, they've been releasing a whole bunch of sealed 3DS games, which either... I'm assuming they're second print, or it could just be somebody found a stash, but they've been selling them at normal retail prices, which is why I picked that up, because that one normally goes about $90, if not more.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to know what print it is. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know most things, there are ways of knowing. Usually it's stuff included on the inside. And then last up, this is actually a Dreamcast game. And this is Makken X, which is kind of a spin-off of Shin Megami, or it's just the same, the person who did the characters. So, I mean, she's very Shin Megami if you can see her. So it's a little hack and slash. It's pretty cool. And it's Dreamcast. You don't see a lot of Dreamcast stuff that's good.
Or fairly cheap. That when I got that earlier this year, it was like $60-ish, which that's roundabouts the range that goes in.
And it's in really good condition.
I think I got that from Double Jump. Honestly, I did. Bought that from Double Jump. I had to replace the case because the case was cracked, but everything else is pretty good about it.
Yeah. But even like the white is popping on that. Usually that's the first thing that gets messed up.
All right, so we'll tidy up a little bit and then move on to. Do you want to do Switch or PlayStation next?
Let's do Switch.
Do Switch. All right, we'll be right back with Switch.
Alright, so we're going to move on to Switch. We got quite a few. We're going to do this a little different. I'm going to do all of like the retail releases. She has anything released from like limited run, special reserve, stuff other than retail.
Yes.
So, to kick it off, this game has been consuming our lives here lately.
You more so than mine, which is surprising.
Very surprising. We got the double pack for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Despite all of the jank and just performance issues, the game is actually a lot of fun and like the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game since Red and Blue.
But you did not want to play it at first.
Because of all the jank and the Poké.
Well, no, because they didn't really. Nobody really knew too much about the jank when it first came out.
All the Pokemon games lately have just been so disappointing. Like, I tried getting into Ultra Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. Just couldn't. Partly because of all the bullshit mechanics they put in the game.
New gen
which
water.
are still kind of in this one, but you don't have to do them. Like, you don't have to wash your Pokemon and pet them and whatnot.
They don't have a watching one in the...
Yes, they do. It's in the picnic.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
The only reason I've been doing it lately is because I've been trying to get my Eevee to evolve in Umbreon.
I forgot I washed my Eevee.
Yeah.
So... Okay.
Yes. But these games are a lot of fun. The story's amazing. The one side story will make you cry. At least the parts that we've got to on it. But...
Alright, so first game I have is what people would like to call a cozy game. It is Calico, and this one is from Red Art Games, I do believe. Yes, Red Art. So essentially with this one, you can ride around on cats, and you own a cafe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's like a cat cafe that you own. But I don't know. Sometimes I like getting into these kinds of games. Not often, but like if it's got a mechanic where, oh, you can ride a cat around the town. I won't even do any of the side quests. I will literally just, you know, run around in fucking circles. Shit, I do that in Pokemon too. You can ask him. He's trying to do a mission. I'm running around circles.
Yeah. That's another thing disappointing with Pokemon, just side tangent. Like, we can play together, but we're just in the world, not really playing together. It would have been great if when you're teamed up, if you could do like double battles and stuff.
No, but you can stand in front of the other person while they're fighting a Pokemon,
which is
and do
hilarious
poses, and
because it shows up on their screen. It is great. Sometimes the other person you're battling and they're standing there, you can't even see what's happening, which is funny. Which, I mean, we probably could do raids together if you had online.
True.
But other than that, that's like the only other thing you can actually do together. Next up, from Square Enix, we have Harvestella, which, from what I've heard, is actually a really fun game.
Because it's more...
basically Harvest Moon.
Well, it's more Rune Factory than Harvest Moon, which I think is why people like it.
Yeah. But I kind of want to play it. I want to play a demo first before we open it and make sure I like it. But
well, I ain't
first, a lot of fun.
So
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those games where the value's not going to go anywhere, so it's whatever. Alright, this one is from Limited Run, and it is Fatal 12? Fatal 12, yes. I remember the reason why I picked this one up. This is a visual novel more akin to Danganronpa. But I can't remember what the plot was. I just remember it's Danganronpa-like, because there's people that are getting murdered and you're having to figure out what the fuck is going on.
So those games are entertaining to watch you play, but not really my kind of game.
I gotta be in the mood. I feel like with most games, I rotate between what I actually feel like playing.
And then I believe this is also visual novels. This is Chaos Head Noah and Chaos Child double pack. I don't know anything about them other than the fact they're visual novels.
It is part of the Science series, which includes Steins Gate, Psycho Pass,
Spike Chunsoft.
Yeah, that's all I need to know. They're a good publisher. At least I look.
Especially for that kind of a game.
Yes, they definitely are known to publish a lot of the more, I guess, edgy is the best way to put it. Edgy games. But so from Limited Run as well, we have Infernax. I think another one of the limited print companies did a run of this. I almost want to say it was Red Art, but I got the one that has the normal US ESRB. This one's cool because I think it was more Metroidvania-like, but you choose different things in the game that affect the outcome.
Okay.
So either you can like save people or kill them, and yeah.
Next up, this is a Metroidvania, if I remember correctly.
But funny. And I noticed the other day the release date got pushed back February.
Really?
Yes.
So this is Play Asia copy, so we get the soundtrack for free, which is awesome for most Play Asia ones. But this is Dungeon Munchies. So this is a Metroidvania where you actually can essentially eat the enemies and consume their abilities. And you're like a zombie type thing.
It just looks silly.
It does. It looks silly and just fun. So, and I love Metroidvanias.
And picked that up because it's so obscure. We didn't think it was going to be picked up in the US. But nowadays I'm noticing a lot more games are getting picked up over here.
And this is actually a 2-disc soundtrack, so that's awesome.
Alright, again from Limited Run, we have Astalon, Tears of the Earth. This is another, I don't want to say Metroidvania, but I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, no, this one was very Metroidvania now that I remember. Because you go back and forth between areas, you've got the 3 characters you switch between, each one can like access a different area easier. But,
So it's not like, let's see.
yes.
I have no idea what this one is.
So
This is Play Asia.
I can't remember the name of it. It's also another Metroidvania game. Switch theme. It's in the Toho series, but I can't
There's the
remember
cover.
off the top of my head what the name is.
Like, there's no English at all on this game.
I think it might be getting a US release though,
Yeah.
with Limited Run if I'm not mistaken.
It kind of looks like a Metroidvania bullet hell.
I'd lean it more to like Symphony of the Night, which is why
Yeah.
I think we originally picked that up.
At least on the screenshots, it looks like a lot of bullet hell going on some of the things. Oh, yeah. So this is actually a Kickstarter bonus that I got. The game itself was a digital for the Switch, but I got the soundtrack physical. And it is Corpse Factory. This is another visual novel that I backed for her.
I still haven't played yet.
Yes. I don't remember who it was that made it, but there were some big names involved if I remember correctly.
But it's another Danganronpa style visual
Very
novel.
much Danganronpa style visual novel, which is why I saw it on Kickstarter and immediately backed it and then showed it to her afterwards.
So we're gonna butcher the shit out of this, even though I should be able to say French words. Crolier Sigma, which this is just a RPG with cute little anime girls. There's actually like a whole series of this, of 3 other games, I think. But I can't remember. We have not gotten like hardly any of these in the West. But that was a Red Art game release.
Yeah.
That is a visual novel.
I was gonna say, this is another visual novel. This is also a Play Asia game. This is Loopers.
Which I'm trying to remember. Let me see.
This is visual arts. I don't know.
I know, but I'm trying to remember what the story was. I almost feel like it is kind of in the realm of like murder mystery. I almost feel like this one more so with like bright, pretty colors. I was like, ooh, shiny, shiny. Let's go. I like.
Yeah. It definitely looks like it's gonna appeal to the weebs in us.
Yeah.
Looking at it. Yeah, it looks very.
Why don't we ever play any visual novels on the TV?
I don't know.
Because
We
you
don't-
like reading, you love reading.
We don't play a lot of Switch on the TV, which we probably should. I really want to see if Pokemon performs better on the TV.
That's all on you, sir. So I guess I'm next.
Yes.
This is from. Give me a second. Your computer shut down.
My computer did something. I think it's going to sleep. Nope, it's restarting.
VGNY Soft. That's who did this one. This is the release of Yuppie Psycho. This is the executive edition, which hilariously enough, I can't remember what it came with compared to the standard, but this one is numbered, and this was like their limited release one, even though it was only like $5 extra. But this reminds me of Corpse Party almost a little bit. Because you're running around an area and you have monsters chasing after you and you can like hide from them and break their line of sight, but it's like pixely. It reminds me of the Code Monkeys, like that style of art.
Yeah. See, also it looks like a RPG Maker. Kinda. I don't believe this is also a visual novel.
No, actually, that's an
Really?
RPG.
Is it an RPG? Oh.
That
You can't. Oh, yeah, it looks like a Harvest Moon RPG on the.
it actually covers very
And then that screenshot looks.
touchy subjects.
Yeah, so that screenshot looks like, God, I can't think of the name of it.
Undertale?
Undertale, yeah. But this is Omorari. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that.
From what I remember,
That's a very cartoony art style.
it is an RPG and it deals with your mental health topics. I guess the best way to put it, with children. So,
Yes, let's say everybody looks like children in it.
do you want to grab the big box over there?
This one?
Yes. So, Super Rare lately, whenever they do their releases, they've been doing individual releases and then bundles. Last time I had gotten the bundled set because I wanted Flynn, and that was the only way to get it because they'd already sold out of the individual release. Excuse me. This time I got it for the one that Mr. Joshua has in his hand and another one. So I'll do the one that I don't really care that much about first. So one of the first releases was Dicey Dungeon, and actually, matter of fact, I think this was the third game that they showcased. They showcased Dicey Dungeon. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. It's just, I got it because it came with it. Necro Barista, you can't really see it because Necro Barista. Yeah, you can't really see it because the sticker's over it. This is a coffee talk style. Oh, what's the game that I really like? Shit.
Valhalla?
No, yeah, Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla coffee talk. You're a barista who's figuring out why people are dying, or like essentially guiding them through
to the afterlife.
And then the other one,
So you're basically Grim Reaper.
which I already played and I've beaten, but oh my god, it's so much fun. It is a short hike. Even if you just buy this digitally, I highly recommend it because it's another one of those cozy games where you can just run around, explore, you collect feathers, you talk to the people in the town. I really liked that collector's edition because it has like books and maps and like it's not your normal like tchotchke style. It actually has meaning for what they put in it.
Yeah.
So, which I will actually grab these because I'm
Good
using
deal.
it.
Was this? No, this wasn't an import.
No.
So next up we have the Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. It's a great little top-down action Zelda-like. I mean, it's Pocky and Rocky. This is a remaster game that never came to the US.
No, it did come to the US. It was
Did it?
very expensive. The controversy with that is that the non-US versions are not as censored.
Yeah, they censored
of
the
course.
the priestess
Yeah. 'Cause
or god or whatever the hell she is.
Goddess Priestess, because you can't see a
censored,
top boob.
They censored her cleavage because Nintendo of America is stupid and thinks
they've
everything
been-
has to be censored.
They've been getting really weird with their games lately. They'll allow some shit that's like, what?
They have straight
what?
up porn on the
What's-
Switch, but then stuff like that they censor.
Yeah. Alright, so we mentioned this earlier. Now I'm kind of getting into like the larger style boxes. This was a premium edition release of Cathedral. So we mentioned this already for the Evercade, which that's the reason why I bought it, because I was like, oh shit, I literally just picked that up. So it'll be interesting to see the difference between how it runs on the Evercade and then the Switch port. But it's a Metroidvania. It looked cute. And I love premium editions. One of the ones you'll see in a little bit, I like a lot better as far as packaging.
So next up is our only other Square Enix game, right? That's not Square Enix.
No, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for the Switch, Square Enix.
Yeah.
This is Live Alive, or however you want to say it. Yeah. So this game's actually really bad.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
This
it's
game's
not.
bad.
People just don't get that it's a remaster of a Super Nintendo game that was on the shorter side.
So okay, so this is Octopath before Octopath, but half of the scenarios don't even have actual gameplay. It's just going through a story.
But it's from a Super Nintendo game.
But even still, and even the ones that have gameplay, there's only a couple that actually were fun.
Did you play it?
Have I played it? No, but I've seen people play it, and most of them are boring as all. Yeah. So I mean, it's if you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. So,
Haven't even given it a chance. You never know. You might like it. It might be a nice,
give it a chance.
nice
but,
short RPG to cleanse the palate
Yeah.
between larger stuff. But see, that's how you got to think about this kind of stuff
Yes.
sometimes.
But you can look it up online. It's very split down the middle. People either hate it or they love it.
Alright, so my next game is a limited run game. And I already have one of these. I bought the import game because, once again, didn't think we were going to get a stateside release. But they ended up packaging it in a double pack, which, I mean, you could get it individually, but they package it in a double pack. But it is Kogan, Sword of Rewind, and Luminous Avenger 9-2. So it has a sequel for one of the Gunvolt games in Kogan, which is very much a Gunvolt inspired game, which both are very much Mega Man style games.
Gunvolt is inspired by Mega Man, so.
But Kogan had some really cool mechanics in it, and I mean, these are just the kinds of games I like getting on Switch, because I feel like they look better on Switch. Man, that dryer is fucking angry right now.
Yeah. So next up we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Which I'm surprised you didn't crack into that yet.
Well, the reason I didn't crack into this yet is because this game ties the first two Xenoblade Chronicles together
True.
with story elements. Spoiler if you didn't know.
The first two, or the first one and then the 2-2? Because isn't Torna technically part?
Torna's a prequel to 2.
Does it tie in all three then? Or just 1 and 2?
Well,
Or...
just Torna's basically a side. Torna's just DLC for 2.
Okay. But I thought it okay, never mind. I'll ask later.
Torna ties into
Oh yeah, I
2.
forgot about this.
Like it's a prequel to 2. But no, like, yes, without spoiling it, major events of this game tie into the first 2 games. It ties all the universes together in a very clever and cool way. So I kind of want to beat the first 2 before I play this, even though they're all fucking insanely long. Like those are 100+ hour games.
Try's done.
Yes. But I've heard a lot of really good things about 3. People seem to really like it.
So this next game is a Red Arts game release, and it's just a cool looking pixel style game. It's Arietta Spirits. For the longest time, I didn't know if we were actually going to get this because this took quite a while for them to ship it out. I got the special collector's edition that's shaped like the Super Nintendo case. But I'm trying to remember. I almost feel like it looks kind of Chrono Trigger-y, like a little bit, very little. I'm trying to remember why. Oh, it's got a steelbook in this. I forgot about that.
I like steelbooks.
See, a lot of the stuff you guys got to remember has been sitting in our office for like the past 4, 5, 6 months, so we kind of forgot what some of this is.
Very much so. So next up for me, this is very Pokemon-like, obviously. This is Nexomon and Nexomon Extinction Complete Edition. Yeah, it's a Pokemon clone.
It's not bad. The art style, when you're in the battles, the art style's kind of meh.
I mean, the art style looks very RPG Maker, just saying.
Well, it's actually originally a phone game.
Yeah, well, that does not give it bonus points.
But you've seen me play Extinction because I already have Extinction over there. It's just that they released the original game as part of it.
But it's a way to get your Pokemon fixed without playing Pokemon.
So this one just came in the other day.
Yes.
I love the cover of this, and
I love both the front and the back of that.
glad I bought it. This is Ender Lilies, and it's more of a Souls-like style game, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's
Than
one
it
where
is Metroidvania.
the main character doesn't actually attack. She it's kind of like Valkyrie Profile in a way where you summon spirits of fallen enemies to attack. So I believe once you beat bosses and stuff, you can get them as allies.
I believe so. But I definitely got the collector's edition for this because I don't know, like the kind of
card based.
No, I don't think it is card based. But the macabre kind of gothic style games I really like, so.
And last for me, there's the big box over there, but we'll save that one.
I just wanted to show the one because it was with.
So this is Volume 3 of the Prinny Presents from NIS, or NIS, however you want to say it. I can't pronounce that.
What?
La Pucelle?
There you go, see?
Yeah, La Pucelle, Ragnarok, and Rhapsody, a musical adventure.
You didn't even have to take 3 years of French.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's those. They're very, God, what can't I think name the game now?
Disgaea?
Yeah, the art style is very Disgaea. Obviously, because it's Prinny. But, that's that.
Honestly, I'll let you talk about that one after. I'll let you finish with that.
Anything?
Well, then fine, I'll talk about it.
I don't know anything about it.
You bought this. So, this is from Special Reserve. This is the game that during, not the Game Awards, was it E3, where they're like, oh, hey, we're releasing this awesome game, and it's cool, and you can get it online, and like, they hyped it up. And they're like, hey, it's gonna be super limited. So we're like, fuck it, why not? And we ordered it.
I don't remember this.
Because they didn't make it seem like it was like a real game. They made it seem like it was one of their fake sales pitches, and then come to find out it's a legit game. And
It's digital. This is Devolver Digital. They do a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it's numbered, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a fairly low number.
Yeah.
Comparative to what it is.
It looks like a Zelda-like, honestly.
And then the actual last game that I have here is I want to say it's an RPG, but I don't think it is. I think it is yet again another, I think it's just a side-scrolling adventure game. But this is Phenatopia. And this was a premium edition release. I really like the art style, that's why I got the collector's edition of this. Premium edition, when they release their games, they have a tendency of doing 3 releases. You have your standard release, you have the small box like the Cathedral that we had, and then now they've been going to this as their like large collector's edition. But that came with a double-sided keychain and for some reason a dog tag, which that's like the middle collector's edition standard thing is dog tag, so I have that for Cathedral as well. That was for dramatic effect, it's okay.
Yeah, it's a dog tag. You can't hurt it.
But that
pretty much covers the Switch, other than a couple big box stuff that we'll do later.
But next is PS4 and PS5, which there's quite a bit on there.
Yeah, it's our biggest thing. Our most... Yeah.
Yeah.
Most amount of games.
Yes.
So. So now we're going to move on to PS4, PS5. She's going to do PS4, I'm going to do PS5.
Oh.
'Cause...
That's in the wrong stack. That goes in that stack.
Oh,
There you go. Alright, so you want me to start since I got PS4? Technically.
Sure.
I'm gonna work through the limited run games. Because, yeah, all the special ones are all limited run. So we'll work through limited run and then some retails. First is the most recent limited run game to come in. It is Wind and Leaves. This is a VR game. Trying to plant trees, if I remember, to get the oxygen and the weather to come back to make things grow.
Alright, so I'm going to start off with also limited run. This is Dawn of Monsters, which I believe is just a giant monster fighting game.
Smacked yourself in the face.
Huh?
You said you almost smacked yourself in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally you're just giant monsters fighting. You can destroy the city as you fight.
Kaiju battles.
Yes, looks like a lot of fun.
This one was a fairly expensive one, and then come to find out they're doing a Amazon release of it. It's still limited run, but they're releasing it through Amazon. After they made this seem like this was going to be super limited print.
And they do that a lot.
But this is Other Side. This game's got a really cool art style because it's all black and white and red accents.
Yeah, nice splash of color here and there.
And isn't the whole gimmick with this is that everybody's connected by a red string?
I think so. I can't fully remember.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it also has permadeath in it, if I remember. Dynamic time-based system.
So next up I have another limited run. I can't read that. That did not help me at all.
Alpha Dea Genesis 2.
What she said. It's a very stylized writing. It's an RPG.
It's like the one Kemco game that doesn't look like it came off phone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like an RPG maker RPG. Yeah. That's about all I can say, but I know very little about it.
Next, I have another VR game. Words were escaping me for a second. Excuse me. So this one is Feather, and you're a bird and fly around VR.
So you got 2 VR games where you just basically fly around?
The other one you don't fly around. The other one you run around. This one
Okay.
you legit fly around as a bird. Relaxing ambient gameplay.
Don't you have another one? Isn't it Falconeer where you play as a bird flying around?
No, you are literally you have you're a falconer.
Yeah, but you still play as the bird flying around.
No, I'm pretty sure you don't. I'm pretty sure you send the bird out.
Okay, I thought you could play as the...
It's been a while since I played it, but no,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So, the next one is actually a Devolver Digital game that was released through Special Reserve. And that is Death's Door.
And also had a retail release.
And also had a retail release. This is the one where you play as a crow. So it's a... I can't remember if it's Metroidvania or just
I thought it was more Souls-like.
Souls-like. But you're playing as a crow, going around, killing things. Looks like a lot of fun. So, yeah.
This one was more so your purchase, but it is Axiom Verge 2.
I guess we can show this off because it came with it.
Yep.
So that came with the player's guide for 1 and 2.
From Primo.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about Axiom Verge. I'm trying to remember what we
It's a
have the
Metroidvania.
first one on. I think we have the first one on PS4 as well.
Did we get on both?
I know we got the big box. Or was it Wii U?
No, it's on PS4 that we have it. Yeah, I don't see it up there. I mean, yeah. So that was all from my special limited run games. And next up we have God of War Ragnarok. Haven't played it yet because I haven't beat the first one. Heard so much good stuff about it, it's not even funny. Probably be game of the year for most people. Did not get the special editions.
We didn't want the hammer.
The hammer looked like plastic and I thought it looked like shit. And there's no physical game in any of them, so...
At least with the Horizon one, you got a fucking massive ass mammoth.
Yes,
But-
cool ass mammoth. The
God.
hammer just, it was a hammer and it was clearly plastic, like it looked like plastic. So,
But it came with a map.
Yeah.
Next, VR game where you do things with guns. Like literally, you want to flip a hamburger, you better shoot that bitch, flip it over. Oh,
Do you really? Oh, that's
Yes.
so cool. Oh, yeah.
yes. It's called the American Dream.
Yeah. People's perception of American Dream. That's very false.
I mean, even the fucking dog is fucking loading shit in the chamber
Yeah.
there.
Because contrary to what a lot of people think, Americans not all guns.
A samurai punk virtual reality trip. I originally almost bought the PAL version of this game, which is hilarious that this came out PAL first before it came out in the US. But then, of course, Limited Run picked it up, so
Yes.
gotta have those US releases.
Next up is Square Enix. This is Valkyrie Elysium. It's a Valkyrie profile game that is not Valkyrie game.
Yeah, it's not the standard format for how
Yeah.
the games are normally.
As who was it that we watched that reviewed it?
I don't remember. You watch so many YouTube reviews nowadays.
The big muscular teacher guy,
Oh, David Inc.
David. Yeah, as he put it, it was very clearly in development was a different game that they just didn't think they would sell, so they slapped the Valkyrie name on it and sold it as a Valkyrie game, even though it's very far from a Valkyrie game.
Next, I have another cozy, cutesy game, which I need to start playing some of these games on stream. Like, we need to start streaming again, and I need to start playing these.
Yeah.
So this is Mythic Ocean. I'm gonna explain it best with how it says on the back. No death, no combat, no failure, all adventure. There's a breakdancing crab.
That's cool.
That's my kind of game.
Yep.
But realistically, those are the kinds of games I like. I like the games where there is no consequences to running around exploring things ahead of what you're supposed to. You just go around and be like, oh, what's this over here? Okay, cool. Okay, what's this over here? Like, it feeds my ADD.
Like I say, they're games that are very good for ADD. So,
ADD, ADHD, what is it even nowadays?
yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Next up, we have a returning franchise that apparently this game is very good from all we have seen. But that is Star Ocean: The Divine Force, which is not hard to be better than their previous entry. So, yeah, it's a Star Ocean game. I've seen from gameplay and reviews, I've seen people having a lot of fun with it. So I'm looking forward to get into that as soon as I'm done with the other games we've been playing. There's been a lot.
Pokemon.
It's on the list.
You've been playing fucking Minecraft like crazy.
Minecraft, Elden Ring,
Elden Ring. I forgot about Elden Ring.
Horizon.
You haven't played Horizon in a little bit.
I've not. Honestly, I'm not enjoying the Forbidden West as much as I did Zero Dawn. Some of the gameplay they've changed on it, just like meh.
Yeah, well, sometimes
I like the simpler. Yeah.
So my last limited run game is Young Souls. This is a more beat 'em up style game, if I remember correctly. But the thing that interested me about this was it had a very similar style to, or art style to Crease Tale, which you don't see that often, I don't think. And it seemed like it'd be a lot of fun. Just as long as it's not a hard beat 'em up game like Scott Pilgrim and makes me rage quit everything in life.
Okay. Next up is also a Game of the Year contender. Not even joking about that. But this is actually the first game from this development team. It is Stray. You get to play as a cat.
And you have a button to meow.
It's just so cool. When we saw this game first shown on one of the directs or something.
It was like a PlayStation Direct, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, like we saw it, I was like, we need it. Because you can just play as a cat and just run around and do things. Yeah.
Phone, wake up. Wake up, phone. Okay.
There we go.
Alright, so now on to my more retail releases. I'm going to start off actually with all PlayAsia games. So the first one that I picked up was Saga Scarlet Grace. And this is for the PS4. Part of the Saga series, obviously. But I think this is supposed to be getting a release in the US soon at some point.
Probably.
But the cool thing is that PlayAsia sent it out with a nice large manual, which this is a Square Enix game. Oh, that's not English whatsoever.
Nope.
So, I mean, it's cool. Some of the pictures are cool. Google Translate's gonna be real fun. But I think...
If only the manual would actually fit in the game case.
Do I have this on the Vita? I can't remember if I bought this for the Vita or not. No, I don't think I did.
Vita stuff is anymore.
I remember I'd gotten some import games for the Vita to get translation patches, and this one I don't think had a translation patch. So the fact that this can actually be played in English is nice.
So next up is a remaster for 25th anniversary of this game, which is kind of funny. But this is the Klonoa series. It's 1 and 2. They remastered them.
I can't remember. Did they ever do a US release of that?
Yeah, pretty sure they did.
Fuck.
Of this?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think they did.
Okay.
This is PlayAsia. I think it was digital only in the US. I can't remember.
And this is the PAL copy, so the whole case is in English, and that one actually got released later than the Asian release.
So I mean, it's a side-scrolling pseudo 3D This was on PlayStation originally, if I remember correctly.
And Wonder Swan.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, we did not get a physical of this game for the PS4. And that is Devil May Cry 4.
Really?
Yes. So this was
Physical of it for the
a
Xbox, don't we? Yeah.
this was a PS3 release.
Yeah.
So we have the steel book. Yes. See, now I'm questioning this all of a sudden. I shouldn't be questioning this. I'm not looking weird at the camera. The PS3 games are over there.
Yeah.
This was a PS3 release in its steelbook, because Devil May Cry 3 is PS2. But this was released on the PS4, but the only way to get a physical version is to get the Asian copy. Which is not that expensive. I think it was like $30 from PlayAsia, but PS4 copy. Because you can't pay PS3 games on a PS4. Go figure.
So next up, we found this used in GameStop because
It's like one of the few things we found lately.
yeah, I didn't really have any interest in it when it came out, and it was dirt cheap in GameStop, so I picked it up. But this is the remaster of Uncharted 4, I believe. It's Thief's End and The Lost Legacy. Yeah. Pretty much just picked it up because it was there and it was cheap. And it's Uncharted. We have the entire collection on PS4. Haven't played any of them.
This game angers me quite a bit every time I see it. So this is AI Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. This is the second game in the series. I had this game pre-ordered through Amazon the day it went up. 2 days before release, they canceled my pre-order.
They canceled everybody's pre-order.
And put it back up 2 hours later, which
Yeah.
was the shittiest thing, because I had
For the collector's edition.
collector's edition, yes. So the only way I could get the game at the time of release was the standard version, which the reason why everybody wanted the collector's edition is it's got a Good Smile Co. figure in it, or statue.
And when they put it back up, it sold out immediately and was all over eBay.
But as you will see, I was able to find the collector's edition for retail, but we'll show it later. It's still sealed, which goes to show you that I was just annoyed, but I still wanted to have it.
I'm trying to remember what this is.
What one is it? Oh, that's the one. That's the one that's almost kind of like Returnal a little bit. Kind of like.
This is Dolmen. It is a shooter. But I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember when we saw it, it was like, this looks really cool.
I almost want to say it's kind of Dead Spacey. A little bit.
Kind of looks like that.
And you wanted it, so I bought it for you.
Yeah, I wanted it really bad.
And then you forgot what it was.
And it's been so long ago, I forgot like what it even is. In the screenshots, you can't really tell much about it.
Really?
Yeah, that's hard to see. There's so many effects going on.
An interdimensional rift has appeared in a mining station. Entire facility has been infested. Yeah, it's like Dead Space. This is pretty much Dead Space.
We can probably try to find some footage to throw up on screen.
Or you can play some of it.
Or I can play some of it and throw some footage on screen. Encounter gruesome bosses. Challenging dynamic combat. Yeah. Looks like something that's straight up my alley. I just can't remember much about it. I remember wanting it when we saw it, but I don't remember
And it
why.
wasn't expensive either.
No.
This next game is a remaster. I don't know if it's a remaster of a remaster or just remaster of a PS4 game. So this already came out on the PS4 once, and then they remastered it on the PS4 again. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't question these things. But like the pleb I am, I bought it again because
Wasn't there some issues with the remaster?
yeah, they balanced some stuff out gameplay
So then they
wise.
redid it again. Because, yeah.
But it's an RPG game. You play with tanks. You upgrade your tanks. It's kind of like Gundams, but with tanks.
Can't you get a dog that you can like put stuff on or something? In that?
Yeah, yes, and there's actually a side game that hasn't released in the States where you run around as the dogs with like tank armament
Yeah,
and
and guns and.
But also this game can be quite lewd at times, from what I've seen. Which is hilarious.
Speaking of games that can be lewd, Destroy Our Humans.
No, what?
You get an anal probe.
That wasn't the kind of loot I was talking about, but I was
Yes.
talking about the weeby kind. Not
Well-
like the South Park, like, aliens.
So yeah, this is Destroy All Humans 2, the remastered. I only got the standard edition of this time because I'm waiting for the collector edition to go down in price
Which it has been.
so I can get another 2-foot statue. Because
Which I don't even...
the statue for this one is actually bigger than the other one that I'm looking at right now that is literally 2 foot tall.
And I don't know what we're gonna do with it.
It's going to go on the other side of my computer.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so the cat can knock
But,
it over
yeah.
all the time and you get pissed off.
It's
every
another
5
crypto
minutes.
statue. And I think this one is like 6 inches taller than that one or something.
Jesus, fuck.
Because he's more upright, he's not leaning as he is in that one.
Ah, gotcha.
That's why he's taller.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So this next game is a color puzzle game that I bought the retail release of it, but I'm pretty sure Limited Run did a distribution of it as well. It is Lumot. And like I said, just a 3D color puzzle platformer. That looks cute. And it's bright and shiny. I like bright and shiny.
So this one I believe is yours.
Yes.
Which I think is a visual novel, maybe? No,
is
that
a-
is a bullet hell.
It is a visual novel / bullet hell done by NIS.
So this is Yuri Kill.
Very cool.
Well, the Combination Games.
If I remember,
I mean, that is very much a bullet hell.
I'm trying. Well, the whole thing is that all of these, it's very Danganronpa in nature, even though I don't think anybody who worked on Danganronpa has any involvement in it, but essentially they all have these like fucking death collars on. And they're competing in a game, and as long as they win, they don't die. If they don't win, they die. So it's terrible that that's my interest in games, but I'm gonna have to steal some of your games there. So next for the PS4, I have Digimon Survive. I don't want to make judgment about this game until I play it myself. I know a lot of people were highly, highly disappointed in it because they thought it was going to be solely a tactics game and then were rudely mistaken when it was more so a visual novel.
Well, that's because
Which-
when they showed off, all they ever showed off was the gameplay of
But
the tactics and
They
never
did
the.
talk about the fact that it was going to be more a visual novel.
Yeah, they should have
But-
shown that you're going to sleep.
It does like to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have some kind of like slight horror element to it.
But that was more of a marketing problem than the game being bad.
Hey, my thing is they made a fucking Digimon game in 2022.
Yeah.
I am not complaining. The last one we had was Cyber Sleuth Hackers 2.
Yeah,
So, not complaining.
this is definitely your you game.
Because it's a fun run around, collect things.
Yes, this is Time on Frog Island, which is very much just a explore and just have fun.
And do puzzles and collect
Yeah,
things.
solve problems. Experiment with everything.
That's my kind of game. Can I throw things in the lake?
Break in the lake.
That's all I want to know. Can I rake in the lake? Can we toss things?
If you don't get that reference, you need to play. I want to call it Goose Game, but it's not Goose
Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game.
So we have 2 copies.
Yeah, so
Please explain.
these are. It was distributed through Limited Run. I ordered it through Limited Run apparently, and also ordered it through GameStop. I don't remember ordering
This
it through
one?
GameStop until it showed up, literally like a month after the other one did.
That's right. Pizza code.
Yes, you get a Pizza Hut thing.
Can we use
free
one
pizza.
of these? I want a personal pan pizza.
So I
forgot
opened the
about that.
one because the disc was loose, and because there's so much stuff in there, I couldn't get the disc to go back in place.
Oh, this one does say limited
And
run.
the other one's still sealed, so we're
they
probably going
both
to
do say
sell.
limited run on them.
Yeah, it was one of the ones where Limited Run was selling, but it was also being distributed through Limited Run in retail.
Which a lot of people are noticing that limited run's been pulling all their releases from Best Buy, and GameStop has been taking them,
Yeah.
picking them up. So that's probably why
So-
that was there.
I didn't even think about that. That's one we could have put on our thing we're selling to Double Jump.
Which I need to answer that email and
Yeah.
actually do adult things.
But we ended up with 2 copies of it. I don't know how I ordered 2 copies of it. You want to take that?
I could take these.
Okay.
That should even it out. So if you want to, yeah.
And, oh, this is the one where he plays the Plague Doctor.
Uh-huh.
This is Thymesia.
The Crow Man.
Where it's Dark Souls like, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Souls like, but you're playing as a Plague Doctor.
With crow powers.
Yes. Looks like a lot of fun. There's been way too many Souls likes. I can't believe I'm saying that right now.
Well, there's that one. There's Dolmen. And then you got another one in that, 2 more in that stack.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 in the name alone. But,
Yeah.
so my last, well, second to last PS4 game, because I have the collector's edition here, is this one with the fox. Endling, Extinction is Forever. And I can't remember. Yeah, your last fox on Earth. And you're trying to protect your little cubs. I was getting it mixed up with the first tree because there's
can't
another.
The cubs die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of fox related games. There's this one. There's the first tree, and then on the PS4, PS5, it's also Spirit of the North. But fox running around as a fox has been a hot topic, I think, in video games lately.
So my next one. This is a game where when it first came out, people thought it was a sequel, but it really isn't. It's just a spin-off. But it is Gotham Knights. It has its own storyline in the Gotham series, but apparently from what I've been seeing, it's really not that fun. It's very bland, and the story is garbage. And almost non-existent from what I've heard.
That's not the one with Harley Quinn and
No.
all of them. What's that one?
This one you play as Robin, Nightwing.
No, I'm saying what's the one with Harley Quinn and the shark guy and did they push it back a couple times? You gotta fight the Superman and the Flash.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. This game has not been doing well in the reviews.
So my last PS4 game, it's very much a title that Spike Chunsoft would pick up because the nature of what it is. Got the collector's edition of Made in the Abyss because literally this game is just taking orphan children being like, hey, you're gonna go and explore this fucking cavern.
Cavern or death.
That not that many people have gone all the way into the bottom, and if they got into the bottom, they haven't come back up. And you got to be careful of
it's really cool because the farther you go down, as you're coming back up, if you come up too fast, the screen will actually start to go kind of crazy because you're going crazy yourself.
You're going through what's the sickness?
I don't remember the sickness.
The scuba diving.
Oh,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Where if like you scuba dive and you come back up too quick, your lungs collapse and all that.
Well, the air bubbles form in your joints and you can't do stuff. It's very painful. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head, even though
I think they even reference it in this.
Yeah. Like, I've done scuba diving. I'm certified. I can't remember the fucking name of it.
But I got this because, just the theme of the game. Also, it says it has a cave reading notebook in it. Yeah, don't let that fool you. It's like a couple pages of an art book and then an actual legit notebook. And I think it's got a map in it. But I thought it had, like, a book. Like, like fucking Ni no Kuni. Like, that's a book.
Yeah.
I wanted a book, and it did not have a book.
But the little bit you played of it so far, it does look very entertaining and...
Yeah, I need to play more of it. Because it's like... They don't hold back. They don't care that you're playing as, like, 10-year-old children. Like, these children should be sent off on Pokemon journeys. No, they're being sent out to their death and saying, hey, come back with shit so that you make money for the orphanage.
Yes, you're a slave. You're literally a slave.
Yes, there you go.
So next up, this is another Soulsborne game where you are a marionette, essentially. It is Steel Rising.
Very Victorian and
very
style.
Victorian style, more Bloodborne-ish than Souls.
Kind of like Thymesia.
Looks like a lot of fun. Not gonna lie.
Excuse me.
It's one I need to actually play. Like, I mean, all of this. But yeah,
I feel like we just need to do a week where we stream every day, but every day we play the first little bit of a new Souls game.
like first reaction, this kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, just games in general. Start getting through our collection and see what we want to play and what we don't like, based off the first 2 hours or so.
So this game, I took over some PS5 games. Dusk Diver 2. I actually had bought this when it first came out through Play Asia, because they didn't think that there was going to be a US release of this. And then come to find out, it's like a whole ass, like, day one edition. So it's got a steelbook, soundtrack, and... Or does it have a steelbook? No, it has an art book and a soundtrack in the game. And I've heard a lot of people like this a little bit more than the first game, if I remember correctly. But... I'm a truth artist.
Let's put this over. That's actually big. So next up, I couldn't remember if this was a limited release or if it...
I don't think that
it is
one
actually
was.
a retail release.
Yeah.
Because I didn't buy it at first, and then I was like, why
Because
did I
one
buy
was,
this?
one wasn't.
Yeah. But this is the Cowabunga collection. It was literally just a collection of all the old Turtles games, which I love. Most of them. Some of them I haven't even played because I didn't get them when I was younger, and they're fucking expensive now. Yeah, a lot of side scrollers, and probably one of the hardest. Is it Nintendo? I think it was Nintendo. Regular Nintendo. The first Turtles game.
This is the one that also has, not Follow the
I
Foot
think it
Clan.
has a couple unreleased ones on there too.
It has the one on
Well, not released in the US.
the one from the Game Boy that I have that's expensive. That
Yeah.
one.
It doesn't list what's actually in there on the back.
I just
Which
just
is
realized that.
crazy.
It's dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, the very first Turtles game has a very notorious level in it that if you beat it without cheats, you're probably lying.
It's not the one that has the water level where
Yes, the water dam level where your turtles can drown.
get electrocuted.
Which, yes, turtles cannot hold their breath indefinitely, but you have a
They're people
very
turtles.
short time limit to get through a very difficult maze and disarm bombs on the dam before you die. And even with all four turtles at full health, it's extremely hard to do.
Last PS5 game I have is Soul Hackers 2. Yeah, that's definitely loose there. I just heard it. Yep, that's
Yeah,
loose.
we'll have to fix it.
I need to play it at some point. So, before Cameron got angry, you were saying people's opinions on this.
People's opinions are negative on that game.
I think
At least most of the people I've seen review it.
I think a lot of the negative opinions probably fall into two camps. Granted, I have not played it yet, but a lot of people are playing this off the coattails of SMT5, which personally I didn't necessarily like.
I thought it was like shit.
And that was my biggest gripe.
And it
is
ran
just-
like shit.
was the
From what I've
the graphics.
watched her play it.
I didn't like the graphics, and for me, the SMT games can be a little difficult for me because I'm a casual gamer, but I like RPGs, and that's just one of Anyways, so between that and then you have the other group that's like, oh, I want to play a fun Persona game, and this isn't fucking Persona. You're not going to high school. You're not doing
Nope.
that kind of stuff. So I think that's why this probably didn't get.
Well, I've seen a lot of people complain about the dungeons as being repetitive, and every dungeon's the same.
That's how SMT games are.
Yeah.
Did nobody play Persona 3? Like, that's literally Persona 3 and the Nightmare Tower. Fucking, I can't think of the name of it.
I don't exactly.
But it's literally just a whole bunch of floors that are all pretty much the same. SMT 3, a whole bunch of dungeons. That's totally loose. Whole bunch of dungeons, pretty much the same. Like, that's just SMT games. All the dungeons are more or less the same.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't realize that the first, which you don't have to play that one after the first game, you can play that one in the first game in any order. Technically, the first game was originally a Sega Saturn release. We did not get it as a Sega Saturn release. We did not get it in the States until it came out on the 3DS, in which it is expensive. It's like $90.
Next up, we have another Soulsborne game, which is Solstice. It's in the title. I don't remember much about this one.
That's the one where you play as the girl and you have her sister's spirit in tandem with her.
Yes, looking at the back, it very much.
Which that I don't feel like...
This one looks almost more side-scrolling than...
No,
3D.
it was an exploration, like, Souls-like game. But that one didn't get a lot of public... Like, there wasn't a lot of hype about it before it came out. There was a little bit of, like, pre-game alpha footage, but... It was, like, alpha footage and then it was released.
Yeah.
So...
You done? Okay. My last game is also Square Enix, and that is the Diafield Chronicle, which is a tactics game. I thought it looked really good. I've seen some negative reviews about it.
That is all you.
Yeah.
I can tolerate some tactics games. Somehow I played Three Houses. I don't know how. But I
You
did.
played a little bit of Three Houses.
I did.
Not a lot.
No.
See, I like some tactics games if they're short maps. Some where you're literally spending hours, or not hours, but you're spending a lot of time just moving your units around and not really doing much. I can't tolerate. But I don't know. It looked good to me. I got to actually play it. Most of the reviews I've seen are very mediocre. But I mean, we'll see.
So last we have larger collector's editions,
Books and a special item.
a couple of special items.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, we are back.
we're hiding behind a wall of boxes.
Yes. Last up, we have all our like bigger box stuff, and surprisingly, our only real statue this time. But I'll do that and get it out of the way real quick because it
It's
is
on the floor.
large. But this is my latest Play Arts figure. Surprisingly, it's the only one that came in 6 months.
Yeah.
Did we do Sephiroth? Yeah, we showed Sephiroth off. But this is Jesse with Pike. It's quite big.
So much glare. You're not really.
Yeah, a lot of glare.
And we have not taken most of them out because we ran out of space for all the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, even with our new shelf that we got from IKEA, we run out of space.
Well, that was only for first 4 figures, and
Yeah.
we have a problem.
Yeah.
So,
But that's our only real statue. Which is very surprising, honestly. I think that's the only Play Arts one that I have that came out in the past 6 months.
and I'm pretty sure that's the only statue.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I mean, the Bloodborne one, that annoys me. That fucker is leaning the way he is.
Yeah,
I don't think he's supposed to be leaning like that.
I don't know what he did.
Oh, so I'll do this guy first, since he's right here. So, one last limited run game. I got the big collector's box of Monster Sanctuary, because it's got a book. It says it's got a book. I want to see what's in the book, even though I haven't opened it yet. But it's supposed to have a Monster Journal art book. And this one has 111 monsters in it, and it's like a side-scrolling Pokemon monster catchy game.
Okay.
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 Set him there.
Speaking of books, this is the guide for Horizon Forbidden West. It's a very beefy book. This is Future Press. I love Future Press books because they have really amazing artwork in them, and
They're very detailed.
well done. Maps. I love maps. The maps in these books are amazing. This one is still sealed because I haven't opened it since we got it, because I stopped playing Horizon well before this came out. This is came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
I think.
Then I got this because this one is for the DS game, if I remember right. Yeah. I started going on a kick where I was going to start just buying all the Future Press books, because Future Press has actually been making books since before their hardcover book days. And this is actually the release for Final Fantasy III on the DS, so this was like the remaster. It even says DS, but yeah. I mean, still doing what Future Press does. What is that? That's an invoice. Okay. But lots of maps.
Yeah, even then, they have really good maps.
Very well detailed.
Yeah, the level of detail they put in their guides is amazing. Next up, this is book 1 of 2.
Which is hilarious.
The second one has not come out yet. I don't know when it's coming out.
Quarter 1.
The second one's gonna be more of an art book, if I remember correctly, than a guide, because this covers the entire game.
Lore, weapons, monsters. Kind of like the Pokédex guides for.
Yeah, because
Pokemon.
this covers the entire campaign story, but this is the guidebook for Elden Ring. This is through Future Press. They made this with help from FromSoft. Like FromSoft had input on it. They talked them through it. It is very well done. Comes with a gigantic full-size poster that shows the entire map and everything on it, with all the items. This has been getting a lot of use lately because the maps in this game or in this book are absolutely phenomenal. My only issue with some of the maps is the maps are so big they cover 2 pages,
And you
and
can't
the
see the middle.
seam causes problems with some stuff, especially trying to figure out items. But I love this. It has been getting a lot of use, and once again, I love Future Press games and their books. They have guides for every FromSoft game, recent game,
All of them.
all the Soulsborne games.
I'm looking at one that's like almost $400 open, but
Yeah, and with that one, with all of their FromSoft games they've done, they have worked with FromSoft. Like they didn't just make the guide on their own; they actually worked with FromSoft to make the guide, and it says it in the back of the book.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 things since one I'm just more or less showing. I already mentioned this. Collector's edition for Somnium Files.
This is smaller than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but I think if it's like some of the other boxes I've gotten, the figure probably takes up at least this much, if not more. Yeah, I think it's this much. Oh, fly poop. I need to open this anyways, so
Yeah.
I don't know what. I think I just haven't opened it out of spite,
Yeah.
and we didn't have space, so there's that. And then I can't believe that it's been this long since this came out. So I have Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Collector's Edition because my dumbass ordered it before I realized that the game's not in here. It's just the amiibo. A very, very expensive amiibo.
Doesn't it have a digital code or nothing?
I think it's got the digital code.
Okay.
But, I mean, as far as, like, what's in the box, I think it is just the amiibo. There's a steelbook in here, I think. But yeah, don't impulse buy, kids, before you know what you're getting.
Yeah, which
I mean, it's a cool amiibo.
it bugs me so much that that's what they're doing now with stuff. Oh, one other game that we got that's not on this pile because I bought it digitally. Even though I hate digital games, but I'm glad I did with this one. It's the only Xbox game we got this past 6 months. That was the Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
The physical copy only has a downloader on the disc. There is no game on the disc at all, so I'm glad I only bought that digital.
So is the world we're going to.
Literally, all it has is the installer on the game.
And short tangent, this is why you have groups on Facebook for like Switch games, trying to figure out the codes on the back of the Switch cart or on the front of the Switch cartridge, and whether or not it's the release or edition that has everything on the cartridge as far as updates.
Yeah, but yeah,
Shouldn't have to do
that
that.
pissed a lot of people off, and yeah, which I only bought that digital because it wasn't going to hold its value anyway.
No, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah. All right. Next up is another massive Soulsborne book. This is a Kickstarter. This is literally just an art book that was done by Vatavia.
Bati Video.
And basically he had a art contest on his YouTube channel, and the submissions he got were so amazing. He worked with a book publisher and the artist that sent him stuff and made a book out of it. This Kickstarter, I forget what they were asking for. It was not much, and they got millions within the first day.
Yeah.
It is insane. But this is Souls Arts.
Doesn't it also go over some of the lore for the game?
some of the lore for the game and some of the, like, people made up their own lore. Like, they created their own artwork with lore on the artwork. With concepts. Like, people took concepts that didn't make it into the game and expanded on them.
Because that's the Vaati video, that's his whole shtick on YouTube is...
He does a lot of lore videos.
Yeah. And he goes so in depth to... This explanation is because of this, like, forward passage in this one item that you can only get in this area if you do XYZ at the end of the game, and...
He will go through all the items in game and break down the story on how those items link to a specific storyline or a specific character. He does very good videos. I highly recommend his videos, and his voice is amazing.
Very
he
peaceful.
actually does have a full
audiobook
kind of read-through series of this, where he goes through page by page and reads the lore and everything.
And this is actually the second book he's done, right?
This is the second book that this publisher has done in Souls. Not that he's done.
I thought Vaati did the You Died book.
I don't believe he was involved with it.
Okay.
Just the publisher was, which also have that too, because they sold it with this. I haven't opened this one yet, because I don't want to mess it up, because it's just amazing. And beautiful.
So this thing took a really long time to get here, and everybody's getting mad. I think it took like 2 years.
It's surprisingly heavy.
Well, because it's got a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
This is from Limited Run, the Castlevania
Collection.
Anniversary Collection. Oh, it's damaged. Oh, no.
What?
It poked through the box there at some point. Well, gotta open it, because now the value's fucked anyways.
Well, yeah, something is loose in there. I don't know what is loose in there.
There's a lot. I think the thing that you're hearing in here that's really loose is they have all those little itty bitty like cardboard cartridges replicas that are in here. That I don't know what that could have been. It's got a little bit of damage there, but
well, I want to know if this is glass or not.
I think it is, because it's a whole shadow box in the front
And it has
that lights
something
up
that
and
is
plays
powered.
music. Well, it lights up and it plays one of the themes. I'm pretty sure. This was expensive. Took like 2 years for them to finally release it. Not to be confused with the one that has Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, which is one that you got.
Yeah.
Which still hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
But 2 years. This is the third one, because didn't they do one for Contra and they did one for the other Konami anniversary? I thought.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I thought they did other
I know they
ones
did the Contra
similar to
one.
this. But this has in it, just for reference, Castlevania, Simon's Quest, Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 4, Bloodlines, Castlevania Adventure, Belmont's Revenge, and Kid Dracula all on one cartridge, among a million other things within this box. That has pokey damage.
I wonder what could have poked through like that.
Ah, we would just have to open it and find out, wouldn't we?
Because the plastic isn't damaged.
No, it's something from the inside. And the
There it
last item that we have obtained.
It's finally come in after a long time of pre-order.
So, we indeed got a Steam Deck. I almost feel like we talked about it in the last video that like I'd gotten shipping notification but it hadn't come in yet. Or I'm pretty
Probably.
sure we have not shown this in a video. But we got one. And we don't use it as much as we should.
I was using it a lot.
I was playing Power Washer Simulator on it.
I've been playing a lot of my Kickstarters on it because a lot of them are Steam only, and they semi-work on Steam Deck. Some of them don't work so great.
But yeah, I figured since we were spending the money on it, I purchased the top-end one with the Gorilla Glass. I don't know what the normal case looks like, but it comes with a nice, like, sturdy case and a screen light.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know I've been having a lot of fun with it. I haven't played with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And
I was killing the battery daily on it.
The battery doesn't last all that long.
No, it doesn't.
But I did get a third-party Steam Deck dock because Valve hasn't released theirs yet, and it doesn't seem like the third-party ones really affect them at all. So, figured might as well have it. And probably be good for charging too.
Yeah.
Because you just do that little cord, charges it, call it a day.
And that's everything.
As long as that's gonna be at least
an hour over.
No, like hour and a half, probably. Yeah. But that's pretty much everything that we've gotten in the past 6 months that we haven't shared with anybody. Honestly, haven't even been posting on Instagram that often. I think September was the last time I posted on Instagram, so a lot of the stuff is new there as well. But eventually we'll get back into the rotation and swing of things. And
yeah, and get back into streaming. Probably wait until holidays are over. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. But yeah. We'll start posting again on Instagram and update everybody on what's going on there.
Yep.
But hopefully it won't be another 6 months before we have another video out. And
yeah.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Till then.
See ya.